evening, all of you. It didn't take me much time to decide to come here because I always love interacting with students. Maybe sometimes a workshop. And because most of the time you realize that actually you become a student yourself and you also learn a lot, which I think I really like what I saw, especially the works that has been happening here. So I think it's very interesting to learn something from students because when I was very young and I did my first sketch, my father said it was an original, so he framed it. When I learned photography, the original became a negative. And then today, digital, your original is a copy. So things are always changing and we really don't know where it is going. So I had the privilege of studying in Film Institute, Pune. And after I finished my school, I decided that I would not assist anyone because I want to do myself. And of course, you never found anyone giving you work because it was very necessary that you assisted people, then only you got your opportunity and all that. So I went and took up a job as a teacher in a tribal school in Arunachal Pradesh, which is right next to Himalayas. And to reach that place from Trivandrum to that place, it took me 8 days during those days actually. And there I confronted a set of students who lived in this forest. They were actually tribal children, but who came to school with swords because, this is the middle of the forest, a lot of wildlife. And when you walked into the school itself, you knew this was a very different place because in their imagination, they had made Gandhi very much like them, a little short with calf muscles and, looking like Yul Brynner, and with a stick a little upraised because they always thought that he won freedom for India. So they could not believe that, they couldn't understand the fact that it was a non-violent movement because they thought everything had to have violence because they themselves used to come to school with swords and things like that. So, and while I was teaching them how to make a print, which they called me the black magician because they were very fair and, from that part of the thing. And then they took me to the middle of the forest where suddenly they started whispering to themselves that they could see tiger prints. And then of course, naturally, when you say you were seeing tiger prints, I was a little bit petrified. And so I wanted to find out, how do I get out of this? So I asked one of them, so what if you see this tiger? What will happen? Then he said, no problem, sir. We run very, very fast and climb that tall tree very, very fast. So it should not be a problem. So I said, I have no idea how to climb a tree so fast or run very fast. So how do I do it? So he looked at me and said, no problem, sir. When you see tiger, you learn everything. So there's nothing to be worried about. All the changes can happen, but we have it in us to do whatever we want to do. And I think you just have to be motivated to do it. So I really believe this little, story. I have kept it with myself and I have always used it. So wherever you are, whether you're meeting Christian Bale or you are going to Hollywood and telling I want to make a film in Kerala, which I did actually finally, or whether I go and attend an AAC meeting and get invited to the AAC, I always think that everyone has this tremendous motivation that is there and it's only for us to discover it. So whenever I look at all these smiling faces, picking up prizes and looking expectantly towards Piti and Srinivas all going to give classes, and in fact even some of my two of the people who work with me also wanted to listen to them, so they come. So I think the student in us is what actually motivates us. The only thing I do a little extra maybe is that whenever I do something, I try to dedicate it to someone I really love a lot, so that I will become a little more purer in thought, too less with influences. Because if I'm going to make something beautiful for someone to see, or for for like my mom or something, I would definitely try to bring out something from within myself. I will have less influences and try to make it as pure as possible. Because I believe that it is only when you make a movie or a small film, it gives us an opportunity to have something with us which actually we can leave behind. You can buy a very expensive car And then when you are no more, the expensive car becomes someone else's car. But when you make a film or write a book or get involved in any creative idea, if it is something which is from your own thought process or backing, then you always leave something that is yours behind. So I wish you all the very best, and just keep going and keep motivated, and all the best. Thank you.